Our chief guest, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, may I also take this opportunity to welcome you to be our chief guest and to close this conference for us in line with the practice of the devolution conferences we've had. We are happy and glad that you've found time to be with us here today. Your Excellency, mine is to read the joint communique. So this is the joint communique at the end of the Devolution Conference 2023, held from 15th to 19th of August 2023 at Eldoret Sports Club, Uasin Gishu County. Preamble. The Devolution Conference 2023 was held from 15th to 19th August 2023 at Eldoret Sports Club, Uasin Gishu County. The conference was convened jointly by the Office of the Deputy President, represented by the State Department of Devolution, the Council of Governors, the Senate, the host county, Uasin Gishu, and the County Assemblies Forum. These marked the beginning of the biennial devolution conferences. The devolution conference made the following resolutions in line with the theme of 10 years of devolution, the present and the future, and the sub-theme, driving transformation from local level, county government as the center of economic development. Resolution number 1, both levels of government, development partners, and the private sector shall in all sectors synergize their efforts and adopt a coordinated approach to partnerships and implementation of projects and programs to avoid multiplicity of efforts. And the action is national government, county government, development partners, private sector. 2, county government shall support adoption and scaling up of creative resolutions. County government shall adopt, I read that again, county government shall support adoption and scaling up of creative solutions by providing a conducive environment and incubation centers through budgetary allocation and technical support. Action, county governments, development partners, private sector. 3, both levels of government shall review the legislative framework to enhance the autonomy of county assemblies to strengthen their oversight role. Action, Senate, National Assembly, Council of Governors, State Department of Devolution, and County Assemblies Forum. 4, the national government shall create a policy framework for anchoring digitization to support operationalization of programs in all sectors, including health, agriculture, trade, and blue economy. Action, Ministry of ICT, Council of Governors, county governments, private sector. 5, both levels of government shall ensure proper coordination between the ICT departments to ensure full automation of supportive departments such as security, energy, water, and transport, among others. Action, Ministry of ICT, Council of Governors, county governments, and the private sector. 6, county governments shall ensure their own source revenue through supportive policies and automation of systems in order to enhance transparency in revenue collection. Action, the National Treasury, Kenya Revenue, Council of Governors, and the Senate. 7, both levels of government shall enhance and sustain performance management as a tool of strengthening effective service delivery. Action, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, National Government Ministries, Departments and Agencies, Council of Governors, and county governments. 8, both levels of government shall explore entrenching division of revenue between the national and county governments on the projected budget for the year as opposed to using the last audited accounts. Action: Council of Governors, county governments, the Senate, National Assembly, and the Commission on Revenue Allocation, CRA. 9, thank you. 9, Parliament shall fast-track the enactment of various laws before both houses that support the devolved functions in all sectors. Action: Senate, National Assembly, and county assemblies. 10, all devolved functions currently being carried out by national government ministries, agencies, and departments shall be transferred to the county governments within 60 days, together with the attendant resources. Action: Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, the Council of Governors, all ministries, departments, and agencies. 11, both levels of government shall promote transparency and accountability through multi-pronged, innovative approaches within the existing policy framework. Action: Commission on Administrative of Justice, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, county governments, Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Office of the Auditor General, and Office of the Controller of Budget. 12, both levels of government shall promote economic empowerment of the marginalized groups by adhering to the statutory reporting guidelines on the opportunities created for the marginalized groups through the Access to Government Procurement Opportunities, AGBO. Action: all ministries, departments, and agencies, county governments, Council of Governors, National Treasury, and the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. 13, both levels of government shall design programs to facilitate the prevention and elimination of gender-based violence and promote the reintegration of teenage mothers into the formal school system. Action: Ministry of Education, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Art, Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, Ministry of Health, county governments, development partners. On housing, planning, and urban development, resolution number 14. Both levels of government shall fast-track regularization, automation, documentation, and registration of land, while also bridging the gender gap in land ownership. Action: Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, county governments, Council of Governors, development partners, and the Ministry of ICT. 15, both levels of government shall review or develop frameworks to facilitate provision of green housing, including the housing policy, the national land policy, energy planning standards, and county-specific policies on land and housing. Action: Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, county governments, Council of Governors, development partners, Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, the Senate, and the National Assembly. 16, a framework shall be developed to establish and operationalize the National Urban Development Fund as provided for in the National Urban Development Policy. Action: Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, the National Treasury, Senate, county governments, Council of Governors, and the development partners. On investments, resolution number 17, a database of all micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs, shall be developed to promote linkages between the investors and the MSMEs. Action: micro and small enterprises organizations, the Council of Governors, private sector, Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, Ministry of Cooperatives and SMEs. 18, Both levels of government shall engage and harmonize investment initiatives in line with their development plans. Action. Micro and small enterprises organizations, Council of Governors, private sector, Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry, Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry, Ministry of Cooperatives and SMEs. On the blue economy sector, resolution number 19, both levels of government shall align county blue economy policies to the national blue economy policy that was adopted from the blue economy concept of the African Union. Action, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, county governments, and the Council of Governors. 20. Both levels of government shall increase investment in research and development to improve efficiencies in the blue economy sector. Action, Ministry of Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, county governments, the Council of Governors, development partners, and the private sector. On health service delivery, resolution number 21, county governments shall increase investments in primary health care, including community health care services, in order to step up preventive and promotive health services. Action, Council of Governors, county governments, and the national government. 22, county governments shall strengthen collaboration between public and non-state actors in health for resource optimization and improved service delivery. Action, Council of Governors, county governments, development partners, faith-based organizations within the health sector, and private sector actors. Resolution number 23, efforts to eliminate disease-based and align health programs in order to reduce duplication, build efficiencies, and strengthen one integrated health system shall be heightened. Action, Council of Governors, county governments, the national government, and private sector, and development partners as well. On strengthening of food systems, resolution number 24, agriculture shall be prioritized by investing 10% of budgets at both levels of government into food systems. Action, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, county governments, private sector, development partners. Number 25, county governments shall develop innovative products to ensure farmers get access to credit facilities and attract the youth to engage in farming. Action by county governments, private sector, and development partners. 26, the National Treasury shall rationalize the taxes on agricultural goods to make them more competitive in the market. Action, National Treasury, Ministry of Trade and Livestock Development, county governments, private sector, development partners, and the Council of Governors. On green economy transition in counties, resolution number 27, a paradigm shift in the production systems shall be explored and resources secured by mapping the resources and developing a national resource register, undertaking economic evaluation, putting in management systems, and creating incentives to better conserve the environment. Action, Ministry of Water, National Treasury, county governments, development partners, private sector. Resolution number 28, both levels of government shall engage with indigenous communities for intergenerational knowledge transfer through climate change storytelling. Action, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, county governments, private sector, development partners, and the Council of Governors. Resolution number 29, both levels of government shall invest in alternative sources and promote farm forestry and incentives to grow trees at community level. Action, Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, county governments, private sector, development partners, and the Council of Governors. On empowering youth for inclusive economic growth, resolution number 30. Both levels of government shall enable a conducive environment for youth to carry out business by ensuring reasonable fees and levies for permits, especially for content creators wishing to access and use public spaces. Action: Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts, county governments, private sector, development partners. Resolution number 31. Both levels of government shall address mental health issues rampant among youth arising from issues that affect them, such as drugs, suicide, abuse, unemployment, domestic violence, by developing and implementing already existing frameworks. Action is required of Ministry of Health, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts, county governments, the private sector, and development partners. On the recommendations of the Children's Conference 2023, the communique that arose from the Children's Conference, as read by the Children's Governor and Deputy Governor yesterday, is adopted as is, and the resolutions will be implemented by the stakeholders identified. And that communique is annexed herein. Further details of the resolutions captured herein will form part of the final conference report. The implementation of the above resolutions shall be monitored and reported by all stakeholders every 6 months over the next 2 years, and progress reported during the next devolution conference. Action is required on that on the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the Chair of the Council of Governors. Finally, the next biennial devolution conference shall be held in 2025 at a venue and a date that will be communicated after consultation with all stakeholders. This communique is signed by the Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency FCP Ahmed Abdullahi, co-chair of the first biennial devolution conference and the vice chair of the Council of Governors, the Right Honorable Amason Kingi, EGH, co-chair of the first biennial devolution conference and the Speaker of the Senate, Honorable Philemon Sebulei, chairperson, County Assemblies Forum. I thank you all. Your Excellency, next I will invite on stage the Senator of Nyandarua County, Honorable John Methu, representing the Senate Majority Leader. Honorable John Methu.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua,